Jamie, you've been now 3 times into an org without really a recruiting ops function and had the pleasure of figuring out how does it work in this org, not just
Yeah.
how does it work. And Ben, you also have done this now, right? You walk in and you're like, it isn't not like this is the cookie cutter. I'm just going to put it right here, and then we have recruiting operations.
Mhm.
I've not seen it work that way before. So want to take us through the journey of each one as you enter? You've got the business case. Somebody has vouched for you. You've walked in. What does that look like? What does your first day look like? What does your first um, month look like? What's
Yeah.
the journey?
Yeah. And it resonated with me what Ben said about we're not people operations, right? We partner with those folks. But what happens is when you don't have recruiting operations, the recruiting team kind of gets deprioritized often, right? And so having a recruiting operations function or person really can help enhance the team. So I have, to what Leah's saying, joined companies where we didn't have established recruiting operations functions, roles. I mentioned started my career off at Glassdoor. I was an early employee there, and it used to be they called it a build your own desk culture. And that's how the role was. I was there for 7 years, and you wear a lot of different hats. So I was brought in to schedule interviews, and over the course of 7 years you just kind of you keep adding on, right? It was moving. Big part of my role, like early on in my career, was moving from JobVite, if anyone remembers that, ATS,
It
to
still exists. It's
Greenhouse.
still there.
Yeah. So I feel like in that experience early in my career, it was so valuable because I just did a mix of things, right? Across HR, across recruiting, and that just really widened my, just skill set. And so that helped when I entered. The next company was Blend, which is a financial services company, and they already had a team of coordinators, but they didn't have a true recruiting operations function. So it was not only managing the coordinators, but there I had to really establish myself as, that proof of concept, right? So it's, that it was introducing the role there. And that had its challenges. The company was growing really fast, but I think what I learned there was, um, just establishing relationships was like the biggest key of how to grow that role. Um, and then at Madison Square Garden, after that, was actually, as I mentioned, I was a part of the people operations team, supporting recruiting. And I made sure, because of my past experience, the difference there at that company is I, day one, showed up to those recruiting team meetings and said, I'm your advocate. Yes, I'm on HR technically, but recruiting is in my heart. And so they trust, I had to build that trust day one of just like, nope, I'm not another person going to tell you that you're, 10 priorities down the list, you're number one. So that's a lesson I learned there. And yeah, as Susan mentioned here at Lineage, it was jumping in head first, tool implementation day one, and just really taking it all in and uh, making sure Susan wasn't that single point of failure, right? We were partners. Like I understood what she needed, and we just dove in here.